is Nat Nicole of McRose Therapy Services, and I am back with another video. For all my new subscribers, welcome.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. What?
Anyways, my name is Natalie, and I am a licensed mental health counselor located in the sunny South Florida. If you are new to my channel, hi, welcome. And if you are not new, thank you guys so much for your likes, your comments, and your subscriptions. As I always say, I appreciate it. Let's see. How has your week been? How was your week? Did you accomplish any goals? No? Yes? What goals are you hoping to accomplish this upcoming week? Let me know in the comments below, or you can just put it in your journal on your to-do side of things, and let's get into this video. Some of you may or may not know, but I am a therapist, obviously. But right now, my full-time job is actually working with individuals that are in recovery. So although denial patterns is something that I very heavily talk about when dealing with my clients who are struggling with an addiction or in recovery, I also see denial patterns in life. I'm sure you guys can think of someone who you're like,
they are in denial.
Or something like that, okay? So these denial patterns that I'm sharing with you, I do often use when working with individuals in recovery. However, I feel like you can apply it to anybody who's in an unhealthy situation, whether it's a relationship with a human or a relationship with an unhealthy thing. I can see how you can use denial patterns. So that is why I'm bringing it to use. Let's get into it. So first things first, denial. Let's look at the definition. So first things first. The action of declaring something to be untrue. Have you guys ever had a situation where like you knew something and pretty much everyone knew something, but the person you actually went to when you like shared it with them, they were like, no, that's not true.
It's like, okay, so either you are lying or you are in denial.
But let's break down denial even further. First, we have absolute denial. So absolute denial is pretty much an individual, whether it's you or whoever you're talking to, saying straight up, I do not have a problem. In this situation, all the evidence is there. If you showed anybody the situation, they would be like, yeah, they definitely have a problem. However, in the absolute denial stage, the person says, I do not have a problem at all. Save it. So in avoidance, when you're talking about denial patterns, this individual uses avoidance. That means when the situation is brought up, the person is going the other way. This means that when you're talking about this issue or when you're trying to bring awareness to the individual about the situation, they will talk about everything else but that. So in the minimizing stage, the individual uses minimization to justify what they're doing. So let's say an example is I have an excessive shopping situation, like to the point where sometimes I spend more money than I even have. AKA credit cards. If you have a credit card, cut it up. Minimizing would be something like, let's say I go shopping and I buy 10 pairs of shoes. My friend calls me out and is like,
Natalie, why do you have so many bags of shoes?
A way that I would use minimizing is by saying,
no, I'm looking at the receipts.
It could actually be worse.
Another example of denial is rationalization. You guys may have used this one. So like the example I gave about the shoes, let's switch it up. So rationalization. So let's say I come into my house and I have 10 bags of new shoes. And my friend, like I said before, calls me out.
Natalie, why in the world do you have 10 pairs of shoes?
Me, using my rationalizing mind, would be like,
Oh, well, I work out and I go to work and I sometimes just like to run errands and I don't want to use all the different shoes. My workout shoes, I don't want to use in other places because the gym's kind of dirty. And then on top of that, I don't want to use my errand shoes and use them at my job because, I don't want to mess those up.
That would be me trying to rationalize my behavior. All right, guys, so this is one of my favorites, blaming. As you guys know, I work with a lot of individuals, and one thing that is for sure is we like to blame. We like to blame us doing something foolish on somebody else. Once again, using the shopping example, let's say I buy a bunch of shoes. My excuse by using blaming would say, well, you know, I can't even get it out, sorry. Because it's just foolish. But my example would be like,
well, I had to buy all those shoes because when I was a little girl, I didn't really have that much. My parents didn't really buy me shoes like that. So now that I have it, obviously, if my parents would have just given me more as a kid, I wouldn't have to be buying shoes like this.
I can't even say it without laughing because literally that's how it sounds. You'll address someone who is in a stage of denial and they'll use blame by blaming every little thing on someone else. Obviously, sometimes it doesn't sound that ridiculous, and sometimes you sort of are like, you know what, that makes sense, but don't fall for it. So then we get to comparing. Comparing is when the person who is in denial uses somebody else's situation to kind of justify their situation. So let's say I go shopping with one of my homegirls and we both are excessive shoppers, right? Like this is something that everyone is on the same page about. So because my friend might have bought 2 more things than me, when we come home and we're unloading all our stuff and I'm putting away my new shoes and my new shirts, my friend may come and address me and say, what in the world? Why did you buy so much stuff? My example of me trying to justify my behavior by using comparing will be, well, did you see LaToisha's stuff? She got so much more than me. Go look at her stuff. So it's pretty much using deflection and also comparing my purchases to someone else's so that I can justify that it's not that bad. So you guys, I hope all those examples made sense to you. Are you currently in a stage of denial? Do you know someone who is in a stage of denial? One last thing that I wanted to do is I just want to give one little tip or one little trick to try to help someone who may be in a stage of denial. And this is something that I often use when working with clients. I use this analogy. I tell the person, imagine your life was on a movie screen. So imagine whatever situation, depending on what situation you had, imagine your life was on a movie screen. If I put your life on a movie screen and I had a bunch of strangers watching it, would they agree with me or would they agree with you? Try that the next time you're trying to call somebody out and let me know how it goes. Journal prompt. Was there ever a time in your life where you can think, yeah, I was probably in some type of stage of denial? It might be when you were dealing with that little bum. It can be when you were shopping excessively. It can be when you were doing unhealthy behaviors that now you reflect and you're like, yeah, I was wilding out. You can let me know in the comments below, of course, or you can just put it in your own personal journal. And you guys, I will see you next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye.
Denial. What? Hey guys, it is Natalie Nicole of Make Rose Therapy Service, and I usually say Nata, so there's that.
Hey guys, it's Natalie from the future here. I was just wanting to stop in and say for sure, thank you guys so much once again for all your love and your support and your DMs. Also, please make sure you check out all my latest videos, and I will see you next time. Bye.